To you from north of the border. We are at Canadian Motorsports Park. We're going to do
send me a couple more invites real quick.
Custom Xfinity racing tonight. Real quick, just if you hear a voice in my background.
No, you just left the lobby. What you? Oh, I did. Never mind. Sorry, guys. I'm flipping out over nothing in the background here.
Yeah, I have the hitchhiker himself, live and in person, sitting 2 feet away from me. He's got himself a cold adult beverage. I know I do. Little man and Kate Taddy up here in the booth. Thank you for what you guys are going to do tonight. And Kate Taddy, if you want to, real quick, you want to give everybody a little insight on what just happened?
Real quick, I'm going to wait to get into that. Until I'm going to be blue screening here in just a second. The timer's going. Puddin', let me know, and then I'll get going with it while I'm loading.
Right.
Actually, they can hear me when I blue screen. So this is what happened. We did a dash race, and I apologize for what happened. There was no qualifying. There's typically a 4% qualifier before we go on air that you guys don't know about. We didn't do that tonight as there was only 4 participants. Some of the drivers thought there was. So we've decided to let all 4 of the drivers advance into the big race. So you will see Mango, Puddin', Grim Sanity, and Old Guy all racing in this event tonight. Sean Siddle sits on the pole. Can we accept those yet? Puddin'?
Yes.
Can we accept the invite?
Waiting for drivers. Yes, you are good.
You're supposed to tell me as soon as you go loading. So like we said,
I appreciate the opportunity and everything you did. We're getting ready to go green flag here. I will be in race. I'll be quiet, but Little Man and Kate Taddy, take it away.
Yeah, so we have Little Man in here in the booth with us. Like Puddin' just said, he is our in-race reporter. Unfortunately, because he's on the track, you're not going to hear a whole lot of him tonight, except for our lap count and helping me out with that. So I'm really looking forward to this. I think this is the first time we've ever gotten to hear Puddin' as a driver, not as Puddin' the broadcaster. We do have a mic full of money that will be on the YouTube talking to us. That would be your Puddin' 98 that you're seeing in the YouTube world. That is actually Money Mike. Thanks for tuning in, bud. We also have Big Carf out there in YouTube land. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Waiting on drivers, then we'll get to your action here. And there we go. They're live. Sean Siddle leads us the way over number 4. I believe that to be Dark Knight in the 4. Sure enough, it is. The 07 is...
Blanco.
El Blanco. Yeah, that's right. Last week's winner, I think. Those are your top 3 at this point in time. Then followed by them is the 66. Let me see. I got to pull up my roll call here. 66 is Sparks. Oh, that's not good, hearing that there's a big wreck. We will be scrolling through the field here in just a little while. As long as the caution doesn't happen, I want people to be able to know who is the leader. And we'll kind of let it sort out. Sean Siddle still holding off Dark Knight. Dark Knight and Keystone, 2 of the top drivers on the all-time leaderboard after practicing this week. And I can only imagine it'll get better. We have one car that was out in some crazy land out there somewhere. But these top 4 drivers are still doing good. Sean Siddle still holding off Dark Knight, followed by El Blanco and Sparks. Puddles rounds out your top 5. Little contact between the 4 and the 11 as they go into the tight U-turn. Dark Knight takes the lead. Here comes El Blanco on the inside of the 11. The 11 holds him off. The 11 actually gets back to the outside of the 4. Yes, the outside, because the next turn is a maple leaf right-handed corner. They have this long straightaway. You'll see them single file out. Draft is going to be huge as they're going to be able to work together and pull away. Slow down right under that little tunnel. You're going to see the 11 hard on the brakes. Sure enough, the 4 to the outside, but will become the inside on this next corner. The 4 should have the position. A little bit of contact. 4 into the grass. Coming into the right-hand corner. 4 has the position. Dark Knight looks like he's going to lead this lap. These 4 are racing it. Yeah, that was a great move. You know, a little bit of grass, a little bit of lawn mowing, but you know what I mean? That's what we're keeping people in business with the lawn care at these road courses. Dark Knight is our leader. I believe that was lap 3. El Blanco now into second place as he has gotten around the 11 of Sean Siddle. Something I should speak out here. I see a little bit of front end damage on the 66 of Sparks. There is damage on it this race, so these guys that get loose, catch the wall, they will be running at a slower pace as it will affect the handling, the aero package, the radiator, and everything else along those lines. So the car will handle different and they will struggle. the front of the pack is spreading out a little bit. We see the Pottles running in 5th. Let's go over to our reporter, Mr. Littleman. What are you seeing for action out there?
The 38 is fun.
The 38.
Funny.
98, old guy?
Yeah, that's old guy.
Here comes Archangel trying to get around him. Now is the 98 of old guy, Mr. Dash Race Advancer. He was one that truly advanced, not just one that we've thrown in for tonight, but he seems to be struggling here in the early going at the Maple Leaf right-handers. That could take a while to get to. 20 plus drivers. When I hear of one guy spinning, keep in mind it will take me a second to get to them.
He's good though. He's gone.
He's
been walking off from him.
He is still our race leader.
In the grass.
It looks like
I was looking for one-handed sniper. He's my new driver. I was looking to see where he was.
I've seen him. Let's see, one-handed sniper in the 20.
That's it, in the 20. His
car
looks pretty clean.
Yeah, he's right in front of the 51 of D. Smith, who unfortunately missed qualifying, so started in the rear. Those two are both being followed closely by Mango. D. Smith off course. One-handed sniper seems to be hitting his marks. Just so that all the viewers out there know, this is as much of a rhythm track as you will ever find when it comes to this game.
Yeah, I just wanted to see if he was keeping it on the track. And so far, he's doing pretty good, I believe.
Scrolling through, we're seeing Dr. Robbie Bobby here with Phoenix, Sports Legend, and the 23, and the 23 seems to have severe damage on the front. Old guy cut every bit of grass that he could, but makes no damage with other cars and gives way to those that got by him. So all's fair, I guess, there. Who is in that 23 car? I'm trying to scroll through. I see nobody signed up in the 23, so that doesn't help me whatsoever.
Is it a custom car?
No, it's the 23. I'm 100% certain it's a NOCO car.
It's Wildcats. Yeah.
Oh, UK Wildcats. Mr. Truck Champion. Last season's truck champion, Mr. Domination, I like to call him, has a lot of heavy front end damage. Hopefully that's not affecting the handling of his car too bad. Scrolling back through here in the Contec 4 DSR Chevy Camaro, we have Dark Knight still pulling away from the rest of the field. He is again one of the all-time fastest cars here in the Xfinity Series.
4 to go on fuel.
4 laps to go on fuel. From our in-race reporter, The Puddin'. Still no cautions here at the Maple Leaf right-handed. We do have somebody in a custom car. I'm not sure who or why.
It's one of the dash drivers, probably.
No, it's not. I've actually seen all the dash drivers. None of them are in a custom car. I'm sure it was by mistake. I'm actually going to scroll through and see if...
Graham.
Okay, so it is a dash driver.
24.
He's not supposed to be in there, but he runs our Monday night series, and on Mondays, whoever does dash actually has to run a custom truck because they're not on a team. So Grim was probably just confused, assuming that he was supposed to. The 19 of W. Broom, 1966, scrolling back here. He's having a pretty decent run behind his teammate Flirt, but he has a lot, and I mean a lot, of front end damage. Just look at that thing. In case you didn't know, that is supposed to be a Toyota. I've heard Broom likes Chevrolets, so he tried taking the point of that Toyota off the front end and making it a squared like a Chevy. Keystone Cowboy and the Baby Ruth #1 going around the 42. I believe that's J. Doucette. Yes, J. Doucette Puddin'. That is how you pronounce it. As we should be coming down to 2 to go on the fuel mileage. I'm not sure what position these guys are battling for, but Tommy Armor Boy, also another fast car. I would only imagine this is within inside the top 10. A little bit of contact between Doucette and Keystone. Doucette gets a little loose, but saved it.
One-handed sniper just passed me for 10th, little man.
All right.
I'm trying to give as much respect to the points-paying drivers as possible.
We're following that 08. This is my favorite car to follow, not because of Puddin', but because of the sponsor. Who doesn't like yelling Panini? And that was a NOCO car. No longer is it NOCO, but it is Shinoko. Hence why Mr. Money Mike is in the background with Puddin' right now, helping him spot. As they're going around, he's trying to pass one-handed sniper unsuccessfully. And then one-handed sniper gets loose, so Puddin' is able to pass him. I believe that's the 9 car catching up to one-handed sniper right now, so that would be for 11th?
11th.
21.
Right outside the top 10, so that's good.
21 of Mango, 98 of Old Guy. Dash drivers still battling it out, just like they did in the Dash. To any of the viewers out there, if there's a certain car you want to watch possibly, just give me a shout. I'll try to do a lap around with them. I say a lap, at least a couple seconds. Give everyone their minute of fame. Phoenix in the 01, he came over from On a Mission. Was one of their cup drivers. He's on my screen, he just bicycles. I'm not so sure if you guys seen that, but bicycling is when you get on two wheels. That happens a lot at road courses, but it's not something you want. Up here towards the front, second place, the 11 of Sean Siddle. Somehow he has gotten a lot, and I mean a lot of front end damage over that right front tire, and here comes the Pottles to get by him now, but it looks like the 11 and the 66 have decided to go down pit road. Dark Knight still our leader. We're going to follow around with him as he's on lap 2. Let's do a lap around with him right now. Here comes a right-handed corner. You want to probably drop it down into third, let it coast so you can get back on the throttle. This next left-handed corner, we spoke about it in the Dash. It's very, very easy to get loose through there. This is our hairpin sharp right-handed corner. You usually drop down into second here. Try to get through here without getting loose on exit. Now you're going to go through the gears all the way up into fourth, trying to get through all the gears and go as fast as you can down this very long straightaway. Here, right about this bridge that you just seen that said Canadian Tire, is typically where people are going to lift, start getting on the brakes, drop it into third, cut the grass just a little bit if you're the leader. Take this sharp left-handed corner. He's going to be getting into pit lane now, so we're unable to follow that final corner that is a right-handed turn.
8 of 36.
Here comes the Pottles. I wouldn't be shocked to see if she, yes, that's correct, I said she, will be pitting, and sure enough, there she is.
Oh. Full alert.
Broom, I'm not sure what happened, but I'm seeing Broom on the track right now.
Yeah, they just, yeah, they're right there. Overshot his corner once again.
Apologies if it sounds like Mr. Littleman has a chew-in, but in reality, he probably does.
Yep.
I'm going to scroll, continue to scroll, see if we can find a battle on the track somewhere. There's Keystone again. Grim and the 07, maybe the, oh, there's a wreck right there on pit lane. Well, that was good time. Keep in mind, just so everybody knows out there, neither one of those drivers were in control of their car, so the 24 is showing damage, and that may be real, but I am uncertain, as that 24 is just giving her all she's got out there. Another one of our Dash drivers looks to have a lot of damage on that car as well, as that was the 07 of El Blanco. Man, I struggle to say his name. Tommy Armor Boy in the 15 Flex Shot Chevrolet seems to have a little bit of damage. Instead of telling you who has damage for now on, when I get to a car, I'll tell you if they don't have damage. The 08 Panini. Yeah, oh yeah, Arch, he's doing pretty good. He's doing pretty solid.
He just passed Bumhire.
Unfortunately, Archangel Cloud, his contract with the Underdog team runs up at the end of this race. He's looking free agency, so he's trying to have the best showing he can here tonight at Canadian Tire. Dark Knight, I would imagine to be our leader, has a commanding lead. Nobody else on the screen. He needs to just focus and hit his marks.
Sniper spun out in the bus stop.
Who did?
He come sniper, one-handed sniper, my 20.
Oh, 10-4.
Yeah.
Go, Tommy, go. You're in trouble.
Oh,
He's a
somebody
point
spun
pig.
out
That's
on the
me.
last corner.
That was me. I was just trying to give, again, as much respect to these points paying drivers as I can, not to interfere with them or their chances at a championship. The opportunity to participate tonight is a great honor. Thank you to everybody again. So, I'm not trying to push any issues with these guys out there. I'd like to see if I can get a top 10, but I do not want to interfere with people within their points.
Here on the broadcast, we were just talking about how you had no damage on the car, and as always, all broadcast curses. You now have a little bit of damage on the right front by the looks from that spin, I would imagine, is here comes Phoenix to your outside. How's it feel being out there with this quality of drivers here in the Custom Xfinity Series?
Sitting 14th of 23, as high as 7th. Was running for a top 10. That's what I'm looking for. To be out here with these guys, it's an honor. I can't thank Robbie enough for giving me the opportunity. We did a lot of practice today with you, GA Daddy. Just to be out here to try to show what I can do and how I can build a car, how I can drive. It's a great honor. These guys are super fast, and it's good to see how I can shape up against them.
Well, there you heard it first from a first-time driver in the Custom Xfinity Series. This is basically an audition for him, and showing the patience out there, showing the mentality of a dash driver. That's exactly what we're looking for, and we're looking to see good future endeavors from you. Maybe not in the 08 car, but definitely in this series.
Thank you.
One-handed sniper here in the 20. Something has happened, and he has a lot of damage, but I believe, little man, you said he spun out earlier?
Yeah, he spun out and hit that wall. And the right side wall hit on him. He had to put it in reverse to get out of it. So that's probably where all that comes from.
For those of you at home that haven't gotten the pleasure of listening to Little Man on the broadcast very often, he doesn't do it frequently, but when he does, it's a pleasure, as he is Giggity Racing League's Larry the Cable Guy.
Yes, right.
Dr. Robbie Bobby under fire by the 1 of Keystone. A little contact through that tight corner, that tight U-turn corner. Dr. Robbie Bobby holds the position as they go down the straightaway. 7 of Sports Legend, the 20 of One-Handed Sniper are following them all. Dr. Robbie Bobby does indeed pull over and lets the 1 go. I'm not sure what's going on there. Maybe a little bit of damage affecting the handling of his car, and he doesn't want to be side by side. The 0 of Bulk Crusher making his return to the Custom Xfinity. Cuts as much grass as humanly possible through that U-turn, but it looked like he got a little out of shape on entrance. 18 of Flirt with Disaster. It looks like something to be amiss with his car. He looks to be going considerably slower, but it could have just been the camera angle, as now he looks like he's up to speed.
I can't say on my broadcast, I have to say it once. So my buddy, my teammate, but he was riding that bicycle.
Gotta love the bicycle, and again, to viewers at home, the bicycle is known as when your car gets up on 2 wheels, as well as if you hear somebody mention the word candy cane here. No, we are not talking about your Christmas treat. We are talking about the red and white stripe, aka the rumble strips on the track. That would be the candy cane.
Where you running, bud?
12th, right behind Mango. Trying to play it cool, cautious. I respect the Phoenix is behind me. If you can get up on me, I'm going to let him go. Again, trying to be as respectful as I can to the points being drivers.
Sorry about that, guys. I wasn't trying to stick to one driver. I had a message for the development group. As we see a battle between Phoenix, Puddin, and the 21 of Mango, I believe that is.
Yep, that is Mango.
Mango looks like he went off course, but gathers it back together and is able to keep going just a little bit behind Phoenix. Phoenix on my screen just bicycled like crazy. Rolling back through, we see Sean Siddle catching up to the Puddles. I believe this to be, I don't know, 4th place, 3rd place, possibly even 2nd place. Who knows? I have no idea. It's very, very difficult to keep track of where people are, especially on road courses. Apparently something happened to Puddin as he just took one of the biggest...
I was trying to see if I could give you a rundown of who's where, and lost focus, and didn't take that evil corner very well.
So, Jay Wood is saying that Dark Knight may or may not be cutting that final corner, so we're going to do another ride around with him until we can get to this all the way around the track. They're on that long straight now. He has about 3 real corners remaining. There are a few little sweeping right-hand corners or so in the meantime, but he will be catching the final 3 corners here in just a few seconds. It's even if he is cutting that corner, I'm just throwing it out there, it's very difficult not to get damage on the car and or spin out when you are in the grass. I do see his left sides were getting onto the grass, but the right side stayed on the pavement, making that a legit turn. And then in that right-handed corner, he got on the candy canes, but stayed on the track pretty well. Pretty good corners there. It's so solid, those possibly might be a Titans too that he's driving. If Pro 75 is out there watching, I'm sure that he would assume that that's what I think. Back to the rest of the field, here comes Sparks in the 66 running well. He was a top 5 driver. I'm not sure where Flirt's running. I see Sean Siddle on pit lane right now. 66 pitted with the 11 last time, so I would expect to see him coming down pit road this next time by. Puddin', could you give us a lap count? How many laps remain?
We're on 14 of 36.
So 22 laps remaining?
Sorry guys, can't do math.
That's my job. That's what I'm doing here. I just needed a quick little lap count. I probably could have checked where you were on the track before I asked you that. Pottles back here, the 10, running well as she's through the S's. Although I'm not sure why everyone calls it the S when it's just a U-turn, but that is what they call it.
Things hooked up on old tires. Do I have to get new tires?
Yeah, we spoke about that actually earlier in the dash race. It's funny you mentioned that because we had brought up the fact that on old tires the car seems to hook up and actually set faster laps than it does with 4 fresh tires. So I'm glad you brought that up, actually. Keystone Cowboy back here, the Baby Ruth underdog Chevy Camaro, running pretty consistent lap times. Like I said, him and Dark Knight, they battled all week this week. One would set the fastest lap of the week, and then the other one would set the fastest lap of the week, and they just kept going back and forth all week. Finally, I think they maxed out where they just couldn't go any faster. But definitely pretty interesting to watch the weekly leaderboard all week between those two drivers. Rim Sanity off pace. It looks like a lot of damage on that 24 custom Chevy Camaro. As the Pottle's coming up on him, trying to get by. He's just running his laps. To anybody at home saying he's in the way, he's just hitting his marks. Road courses is very difficult to pull over. Pottles may get upset with that, but at the end of the day, that is road course racing at its finest. Looks like it gave the 10 a little bit of damage. The 9, as I go to him, spins around. I'm not sure what happened there, unless he locked the brakes or something.
Sorry guys, if you heard me talking in the background real quick, again, it's a great honor, didn't mean to cut you off, to have the one and only Money Mike in the house, sitting just a couple feet away from me. Got to meet T. Clay not too long ago. I'm in pit lane, just hanging out with Money Mike. He's out there again. Like he said, if you see Puddin' talking, that's the one and only, the hitchhiker himself.
23 of UK Wildcats back off track. Back to what I was saying, the 9 spun in a weird spot, that first somewhat sharp right-handed corner. It's a weird spot. I don't see a whole lot of people spin out there. Apparently he locked him up a little too much. Riding along here with the 08 Panini of Puddin'. I always want to look in your rear view mirror like I'm a driver and push back on my D-pad, and then it just dawned on me that doesn't work when you're the broadcaster. If you heard a noise in my background, my cat got very excited watching Puddin' Knievel and started jumping all over the place out of nowhere.
I would have a comment for that, but I'll just leave that for off air.
I believe that to be a good idea. The 2 of Dr. Robbie Bobby spun out in the U-turn. Down into this right-handed corner, as you see a little bit of looseness got into the grass. We're riding along with your leader. He does not cut that corner, goes pretty wide. Thought he was going to be in pit lane, but he did not. Also went wide in that final corner. It looks like maybe the handling is going away on that number 4 Chevy of Dark Knight.
Did a lot of practice with Tommy and Dark Knight this week. They did have some great times. It was cool to hang out with the DSR guys, as everybody knows, ends up giving one shot. So everything worked out with Robbie. It was really cool to hang out with us. those guys, listen to some music, drink a couple beers, and race some cars. It's a lot of fun with those guys.
Man, I don't know what's going on. One of our captains, Mr. R.J. Smitty, says that he's having a hard time with being able to see the broadcast. Keystone had that issue earlier. I'm not sure what's going on. Yeah, he's in there. He's commenting. I'm watching the broadcast myself on my phone, so it's definitely working. It's there. I'm not really 100% certain what's going on.
Might be fuzzy.
No, it's not fuzzy. They were saying like they literally couldn't get on to the profile. As we see the 19 and the 24, Grim and Broom battling right here behind the 10. Wanted to zoom in as much as possible apparently on the side of that 10 car. This is an interesting camera angle, but definitely getting a zoom in here. I think we've seen all but her driver outfit there. But she's running some pretty good laps, and I would imagine this to be in the top 5, as the Pottles is probably going to take over the points lead with G9 Gamer, who is our points leader. If you've noticed, the 61 car has not been shown on the track, and that's because he's not here.
Yeah.
So UK Wildcats, and yeah, he was trying to do the update, but it somehow caused his game to be freezing, so he was unable to race. But the Pottles is sitting 3rd in points entering this, 8 points behind that 23 car that seems to be struggling, of UK Wildcats. Again, Wildcats is last year's truck champion. 19 of Broom, still with a lot of damage. Either he hasn't fixed it, or it's just not popping up on our screen. Did Smitty finally make it to the broadcast chat? Smitty, you there? Are you alive? Did you find us? While Smitty's trying to join, let's get a little clip of his dad, who looks to have no damage on that 98 Ford Mustang. As I say that, he clips the inside wall. Awesome time to be viewing him.
In comfortable company right now. Got Keystone and Mango right ahead of me. I raced with them on week 2 practicing, so I know how they drive. It's great to know how everything works out.
Where are we sitting on laps there, Puddin'?
19 of 36.
So we're halfway through, so another 18 laps. Get this off old guy here.
Trying to chase Mango and Keystone down. Phoenix definitely has me in his sights right now, and again, being respectful. Like I said, a goal is a top 10, but I do not want to interfere with the point-paying driver. So here he comes. I will let him go by, because I do not want to interfere with his situation.
So on the screen, we were riding around with Keystone. If you've seen that 08 Panini car, it looked like he got out of control and was about to wreck. He indeed was not. He was just trying to do a quick little pullover for Phoenix. Keystone in the grass, Mango follows him, but they were definitely not cutting the corner, as the grass they caught was on the outside edge of that corner. Grim Sanity here in this 24, leading the Flirt with Disaster in the 18 car. I believe this to be his 3rd week. Not Grim, this is Flirt with Disaster's 3rd week here in the Custom Xfinity. You may have seen him earlier this season in the Custom Cup, but unfortunately scheduling, he's unable to run on Wednesday, so instead he runs now on Thursdays. Back to the 23 UK Wildcats. He enters the night in 2nd, 8 points ahead of Pottles, but after the end of the night, either himself or the 10 of Pottles will take the points lead again, as G9 Gamer is not here. Following him closely is the 74 of Sparkalicious, another fairly new driver to the Giggity Racing League. Maybe you've heard of him elsewhere, but that 74 Chevy Camaro, that is Sparkalicious. 08 Panini of Puddin'. Man, he's doing as much of this road course as he can. He's just so happy to be here. He wants to use the grass, the wall, the asphalt, anything he can. He's just so happy to be here. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I don't even blame you. Just use that track. There ain't no reason to only use the line. Might as well use it all.
Looks just
a little embarrassing too. Everybody knows how much I enjoy road courses in Canadian. I just completely overshot that.
It looks like One-Handed Sniper has now gone a lap down to Dark Knight. The Zero of Bulk Crusher. Welcome back, sir. As you come back, you're going to a road course at Canadian Tire, and that car is telling me that you're not such a fan.
I don't blame you.
There's things I like to do, and then there's turning right while trying to go as fast as possible. It just seems silly to me. Unfortunately, it looks like the 51 of D. Smith is lagged out. He may just be on pit lane, but I didn't see any movement, and that is not an uncommon occurrence for that 51 car. This is the leader coming up on Puddin, Dark Knight, following the 08. I believe Dark Knight is still the leader, is that correct?
I'd have to assume, doing the practice, I'm so far back right now, being in 13th, it doesn't give me that opportunity.
Look on the map.
On your map, it'll tell you what car's in the lead.
It's right behind him. He's right behind me. He's right on top of me.
Yeah. Yep. So Dark Knight is still the leader. 15 laps remaining. They're coming to 15 laps right now, as they have. Well, no, if you're on 15, he was on 16, so he's at 14 laps remaining.
I think he's just riding.
Dark Knight had a great car, especially, like I said, I practiced with him quite a bit. He had high expectations coming in tonight. He said, y'all boys watch out for him, and he's putting on him tonight.
He's gone.
We're going to ride around with him for a few laps as Phoenix and putting both in front of him. He makes quick work of Phoenix in the 01. Still trying to get around Puddin, but he's not pushing the issue. Puddin seems to be just straight up holding him off.
Yeah, he's just riding. He's going right side, Puddin.
Yep, I got him backing off the gas, letting the leader go. Don't want to interfere with this race. He's got one heck of a race going on.
That is the inside lane. They're getting ready to make that the outside lane, as he's on the outside of the 18 of Flirt, but is able to still make the pass. That 4 car is flying, ladies and gentlemen. Seeing a show like this, just so everybody knows, it is not as easy as Dark Knight is making it look. All these other drivers that you've seen on and off the course, lots and lots of damage all over their car. That 4 car, as I'm circling around it looking, I'm seeing absolutely no damage. It's looking just as good as the race had just started. The only damage that I see is that's Team DSR and not Underdog, so I mean that's an issue, but apparently they got their stuff together tonight.
Boom. Perfect.
Sparks in the 66 still running well, as he's ahead of the 9 of Archangel. Again, I have no actual idea where anybody's running except for the leader, and of course the Panini 08 could tell us his position.
Leader pitting.
Leader is on pit lane, so he may give up the lead for, a little bit, but with
I don't think he's going to give
nah,
up the lead.
with how dominant
Sorry,
of a
guys,
performance he's
I
had.
want to know why Coco Money Mike's sitting next to me. He's helping me out a little bit. I thought I slid in there, so I apologize. That's who you hear me talking to.
Guys, just so everybody at home understands, Puddin is not used to being the the driver. He's used to being the broadcaster. So randomly he feels a little alone. He's got to get his couple cents in. And of course, Money Mike in the background, he wants to be heard, so he's making sure Puddin acknowledges everything. I'm just messing with you guys. Old guy here at the 98.
He helped me out a lot.
We don't need to get into that Coco conversation, but again, I'm just kidding. So guys, I've kind of scrolled through the field here a few times. Is there anybody in the crowd wants to watch in particular? I'm just kind of scrolling through. 24 out of 36. We're down to Puddin is a lap down, I believe.
Yeah, but I got I got my buddy Dark Knight in my sights. We'll see if I can earn it back, but I'm not going to push that issue and ruin his race. But I'm gonna see if I can.
No, I only asked because that implies that he's on 25 of 36, so that's why I was asking. So we're getting down to 11 to go, 10 to go in that ballpark. 21 of Mango, the 74 of Sparkalicious, Sports Legend in the 7. This is his rookie season in the Custom Xfinity, but he is running in the top 10 in points. So pretty good season so far for him. Here's the 51 of D. Smith. We don't get to look at him too often because he lags out of a lot of races, but this is what D. Smith drives. This man has the worst luck. Him and Eternal Rest in the Truck Series, they have the absolute worst luck when it comes to trying to finish a race, but man, do they put in the effort. Anyway, big shout out to you, D. Smith. Feel bad about that. Riding along here with the 11, pole sitter, Mr. Sean Siddle, put in a 1:16 lap time. I believe he was the only one in qualifying. No, your headset is working fine. We can hear you there, Puddin. 21:075 is my fastest lap at Richmond. Okay, well that's good to know as we are not at Richmond.
Something must be talking about tonight.
What?
The development thing I'm going to put on tonight. With the custom Xfinity.
Oh, right, yeah, the custom. So, to any viewers out there that are interested in joining our league, possibly, we have our development series doing something a little different tonight as we have a custom setup race in the Xfinity series to see which guys are good at making setups, and they are running at Richmond tonight, and then tomorrow night our on-air broadcast will go to the development series. I think it's Trucks at Iowa, so they get a little taste of everything here in the next couple days.
Yeah, Trucks at Iowa.
Man, that Dark Knight is just putting on a blistering pace. There's just not much you can do at this point. Caution-free race, and without a caution coming out, I'm gonna confidently go with my pick for this race is Dark Knight. But again, that's without a caution.
Something I don't want to see in my rear view, 4.1 seconds behind me, UK Wildcats, and he's clicking it off, boys. That just something I don't want to see is UK behind me.
Yeah, I'm just throwing it out there, but what you're seeing right now is something that a lot of people did not get to see at all last season in the trucks, is UK Wildcats is in your rear view mirror.
Screenshot.
You're definitely screenshot. And if somehow you beat him, I would probably take a screenshot of the overall standings and just say, hey, look, I can do it.
I had him licked here one night in a recreational race until my pitch strategy came into effect. Money Mike can vouch for that.
Oh, yeah, ask your guy that's at your house. Like, he's going to say, oh, yeah, it happened. I'm just kidding. 23 Wildcats again. We're going to keep riding along with him and the 10. That's the race within the race. Dark Knight kind of has this in hand. What happened there, little man?
The 20 and the 66 got into it a little bit.
20 of one-handed sniper.
Yeah, the Sparks. He went kind of wide, and 20 kind of tried to get up under him, and he came back down. So
I believe the 20 is a lap down, and the 66 is on the lead lap. As you can see, the 66 has gotten by the 20. Yeah, I got it on there now. The 0 also pulled over and let the 2 of them go. Little interesting battles. We have the 23 of Wildcats has now caught the 2 of Dr. Robbie Bobby. We'll ride along with this for a second and see if we can't get a position change. Actually, I think that's not for position, as you said that Wildcats was the one behind you, Puddin'?
Correct.
Okay, well, Puddin' is... Wildcats is now...
Sky chance to be 11th, UK 12th, and Phoenix 13th as it sits on my screen. I can't go any higher or lower right now. Sorry.
I'm going to assume that 1 or 2 laps from now, you're going to have that 23 of Wildcats breathing all over your neck for 11th, as he is...
1/10, but I gained a 10th back on him. We seem to be pretty equally matched, so no pressure. Shut that rear view off. Race the racetrack, not the race.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely focus. Just let you know, though, he was working on passing a car, and he has now successfully passed him, so that may change a little. Up here with our pole sitter, Sean Siddle, he seems to be getting no action, just getting to focus and hit his marks. Dark Knight looks like he just come back out of the pits again, maybe? Maybe he was just that close to the wall pit exit. I wouldn't imagine him to have pit when he just did couple laps ago. Keep in mind, guys, these guys are only getting 8 laps to the tank before they have to pit again. Dark Knight catching up on Archangel now, who I believe you said he's in 9th place. So Dark Knight has all but lapped about 12 of the drivers. 23 drivers, I believe, started the race. So he's now lapping 9th place. Get you a little hood cam on how this looks as they're closing in on people. As Dark Knight, I know, is one of those drivers that he likes this hood cam. So this is the view as he sees it. Dark Knight with a nice clean pass on the outside, does not cut the corner. He's able to stay on that nice black line. Gets as far to the inside as he can yet again. Dark Knight again with a good lap. I have no idea who's in second, but for some reason I want to say that it is either Pottles or Sparks.
Which one he done right again?
This is a very, very difficult track for you to put someone in for their first time. He's had a little collision in the 20, but I think he's doing all right.
I told him, I was like, you ain't got to run it. He's like, well, I want to for experience. I was like, well, go at it.
It looks like the 15 of Tommy Armor Boy may be out of this race, and Puddin', don't look now, but that 23 of Wildcats is all over your rear end. He's not. You still got a couple car lengths. Puddin' cutting as far into the grass as he can. Again, that's a hard corner. You get pretty loose there. The 23 of Wildcats is definitely there, though, and here comes Keystone in the 1, catching both of them. Apparently, Money Mike thinks that UK's been saving. I heard that in the background.
Money Mike said UK saving. K-Caddy said, yeah, he did hear that. I saw him come up on me and I let him go again. Points contender, championship contender. Again, as honored as it would be to get a top 10 with these guys, do not want to disrupt that.
Can you put in real quick? Can you let me know Keystone's catching up behind you? Is that for position, or is he possibly a lap ahead of you?
Yes, it is. No, it is for position. It is.
So that would be for 12th place.
I was 3 seconds ahead of him.
You and UK both pit. Keystone stays out. Apparently, another set of green flag pit stops. I would imagine this to be the final pit stop for the race, though. Let me know if you can verify that at any point in time. Dark Knight on pit lane.
I'm sorry, I was trying to listen to Money Mike. What'd you say?
Is this the final pit stop of the race?
Yes, it is. This is the final pit stop. Strategy coming into play. Myself with my crew chief sits next to me got a little bit. There was 4 laps left, but let's see a couple short pits to see how that works out for everybody.
Real quick, the guy in your house, Mr. Money Mike himself, I know we're down to the end of this race and I want to get as much on the race as we can, but Mr. Money Mike is sitting in the top 3 of the truck series in points. So you saying he's your crew chief? He may not race the Xfinity a lot, but he is definitely sitting, like I said, he's sitting 3rd in points in the truck, so you definitely have a lot of experience there, as he's a top 10 driver every week in the truck series.
Yep, he is, and it was an honor to race with Money Mike in the up there. I had a lot of frustrating moments, and Money Mike was one of the few people that was able to keep me calm and stay put. We got a lot to go, so it's an honor to meet him. Great to have you sit next to me, and hey, Caddy, you're next. I got to shake your hand next, buddy.
Absolutely, as you're not too far from me. Phoenix goes off course here in front of the 07. Here comes the 10 of Pottles coming up behind the 2 of them. El Blanco was running up in the top 5 earlier, seen that little wreck with him and Grimm exiting pits, but I'm still imagining he's probably on the lead lap. But again, that doesn't mean that he is, so to say. Man, I really wish this was an oval track for my broadcasting with you guys. It's so much easier to cover the oval track racing than it is these road course, especially when there's been no cautions like this. It's very, very difficult from the broadcast aspect. We are unfortunately not the pro league that gets to have set whatever they want for a scoreboard, but we try to do the best that we can. One-handed sniper on pit road. Here's Dr. Robbie Bobby about to go another lap down. I believe this puts him 2 laps down to our leader, Dark Knight. Bolt Crush on.
He's getting close to Keystone.
That could be an interesting one. So that would be Keystone's.
He ain't there, but he's coming. He's coming.
That would be Keystone's first time going a lap down. No, that can't be. No, it can't be. Puddin was already a lap down and said that battle with him and Keystone was for position, so Keystone himself looking to go 2 laps down. Again, that's surprising. Dark Knight and Keystone are 2 drivers that are both on top of the leaderboards. Probably, if I were to guess, throughout qualifying, Dark Knight had a little bit cleaner of a lap, got to start up front, and Keystone may have been a little bit further back. Qualifying was only 3 laps as a group, so with this many drivers, it's hard to get a clean lap. So, you start mid-pack in a road course, you're going to lose a lot of ground before you can ever get single filed out like this. So, unfortunately for Keystone, it looks like he just didn't get the qualifying effort that he was hoping. Look at the ground that Dark Knight's able to catch on his teammate of Phoenix in just 1 corner. He closed in about 3 car lengths. It's remarkable how fast this 4 car is going.
Oh, he's there.
Yeah, he's definitely there. Looked like he was looking to the outside. His car skipped a little. 0-1 of Phoenix, possibly pulling over. They should be in a chat together, so he should be able to know that he's back there. Miles Aurelio, Mr. Mills, he's in our booth now, says the 66 looks good. I believe the 66 is still on the lead lap. Here he is. That is also Mills Nation car on Saturday. This is the car that Mills drives, so of course he's excited to see that 66 car running well. Hey Puddin', when this race is over, I may have you go live to do interviews. I have a race that unfortunately they're qualifying right now, so I've missed that for the end of this. But that's not a big deal. I'll start in the rear. But I may have to have you do the interviews.
Important.
I know that stinks. That'll be a separate chat, or separate broadcast there going live. But unfortunately, Thursday nights is a tough night for me. I usually just broadcast the dash and have someone else broadcast the race. But our broadcaster and race reporter today, Mr. Puddin', we got 3 wide between Angel, Wildcats, and Old Guy. Old Guy takes the position as they're actually closing in on Mr. Puddin'. So apparently after those pit stops, Puddin' was able to get back ahead of Wildcats. Old Guy cutting the grass. That seems to be... Oh, Angel says, not today, and just move the 98 Ford Mustang. Here comes Flirt Disaster, able to get around him without being collected, fortunately for him. Sports Legend and El Blanco coming up behind them. 15, the Tommy Armor Boy. Unfortunately, he had a fast car as well, but he is also no longer a part of this race.
Oh, UK just spun out right there at the last corner.
Hate to see that happen if you're UK, but love to see it happen if you're the Pottles. How many laps you got left? Mr. Puddin'?
Yes, sir.
How many laps you got left?
I'm on 34 of 36 being a lap down, so that puts him on 35.
So let's try to scroll through and catch our leader as he would be coming to the white flag.
Spun it out at the bus stop.
Dark Knight should be coming to the white flag this time by. We're going to do an in-car ride along with him on this final lap. Make sure he hits all his marks here. Doing everything he can there not to get into the grass. Can't speak. White flag for Mr. Dark Knight in this number 4 DSR Chevrolet.
Listen to my crew chief taking right sides only. Never done that before. Getting a little nervous on that left front. We all know how the left front loves to get chewed up in road courses. You can't take left sides only. Got to get 4. So I put my money on Money Mike right now.
How's the car feeling? Is it working out?
Oh, it's great on old tires. I'm sitting in 9th right now. Got 5 seconds on Arch. Hopefully I can pull that top 10 off, but that tire, that left front's going to make me nervous.
As we see Dark Knight now coming into the U-turn on the final lap. looking for, I believe this to be his first win in the Custom Xfinity Series this season. Let me do a stat tracker on that real quick. This would indeed be his first win this season. Other winners are the likes of G9 Gamer, the Pottles, UK Wildcats, and El Blanco. So he is joining good crowd, and we have a past champion in Little Man up here in the booth right now. So Dark Knight definitely joining good crowd. And Dark Knight,
there it is
your race winner.
Is over. Race is over. If I can make this flat front, I got 6% going through the S's. I'm not. Oh, guys, I'm sorry, but I got a little excited right here. Top 10 in my debut. Woo! Got a hell of a crew chief. Woo!
I don't know if
Look
you
at
can say that word.
That's a celebratory beer right there.
They will now be opening the Busch in celebration.
Well, of all things, Money Mike went to 5 different gas stations. 5 different gas stations, and he brought me a gift of a 30-pack of Stones, and he's got himself some Busch. But thank you for that gift. Thank you for being here. And like I said, we're going to tear one down tonight. We're going to get crazy. We're going to burn this apartment complex down, because that way it will get rid of all that coronavirus, too.
Puddin', can you give us a rundown of who finished in the top 5, please?
Dark Knight, El Blanco, the Pottles, Sparks, Grim Sanity 5th, Sean finished in 6th, Jay Doucette, Keystone 8th, myself in 9th, and Old Guy in 10th. I was the first car lap down.
So we had 3 drivers from the Dash that advanced and finished in the top 10. And we have Madame Pottles will probably take the points lead after that. Unfortunately, guys, I have to end this broadcast.
Oh wait a minute! No offense, guys. I'm gonna have to do this. I'm going to have to screenshot it. UK 12th, Arch finishing 11th, Phoenix 13th, Sparklicious 14th, Sports Legend finishes 15th, and Mango 16th, as far as I can see.
All right, well, there you heard it. Puddin', once you get back to the screen, if you could go live and do the interviews, and you can keep this chat going. Unfortunately, I have to get out of here.
No problem. Give me one split second to get out of this.
I'm blue screened. I can't hear you. All right, yeah.